Hey Capricorn, it's Amanda and I am going to do your reading for June 2019. I'm going to use the 78 astral for the main spread, and then I'm going to use the Sacred Traveler oracle cards at the end just to get an advice card to leave off with. I did pre-shuffle both of these, but I am just going to kind of go through it a little bit here until I cut and pull the spread here. So what is Capricorn facing for June 2019? This could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placements, Capricorn. Okay? You'll know what resonates with you. I just take what does and leave what doesn't. I do put intention into these readings for the people who need the advice or guidance the most at the time to come out, and so that's why with general readings, you know, it's going to apply sometimes and sometimes not, but you will know. So I feel like once you know, you know, and if you're wondering, then it might not be for you, right? So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements for June 2019. What energies are they looking at? And how can they get through those energies in the best way possible for all involved and them as well? I hope you're having a great summer so far. June's awesome. It's just starting to get nice. Everybody likes that. Well, where I live anyway. All right, so we had the Ace of Swords as the central message, okay? And then we have the Tower crossing that. Let's keep going. I'm going to go through and shuffle here one more time, and if nothing pops out, I'm going to cut and pull the spread. Capricorn, June 2019. What do they need to know the most? Okay, so in the crowning position we have the Nine of Cups. Pretty groovy card. Never a bad card. Well, never say never, but crossing or rooting from the central message here. The root of it, we have the Ten of Wands. So that's the root of this. In the recent past, Ten of Cups. Sorry. It's kind of a darker one, so I'll hold that one closer. It's pretty. Wow, some tens here. In the near future, Page of Swords. Where you are right now, Capricorn. Move this over a little bit. Right now, currently, your energy is in the Seven of Wands reversed. There's it upside down. Here's it right side up. Seven of Wands reversed is where you are right now, Capricorn, okay? And your environment is Nine of Pentacles. Hopes and fears. Six of Swords. Most likely outcome, if this energy persists, is Ace of Cups reverse. All right, Capricorn, so that's the second ace, and we've got a couple tens and a couple nines. Bottom of the deck, the Hanged Man. Okay, so this Capricorn, this is gonna be the overall energy for you. Hanged Man is, you know, taking a step back and just kind of hanging in limbo. Taking a look really at all the information that you have and trying to make a good decision, right? Just taking a pause because something is worthy of pausing for. So sometimes that energy is most appropriate, but then again, sometimes you can get stuck there, but we'll see. It just seems to be the overall energy. Right now, it's as if you have this new idea. This could be new information too. So maybe you learned something and it sparked this thought, like this mindset of starting something new. Maybe, you know, maybe there was just an idea you wanted to kind of go forward with, right? Because swords are thoughts, communication, logic. So it's either a new idea for Ace being a beginning here, and it's being crossed by the Tower. So there's some, and this one's pretty detailed kind of, so I'm gonna hold that one closer. So the Tower is intense change, quick, big change, right? Unexpected. So this kind of comes in unexpectedly and shakes up your world a little bit, okay? So you could see how like that pyramid is like there's like an explosion up top. We've got the monkey in an astronaut suit in the alien, and it's like kind of doomsday, right? It's a very intense change, but this is something that is supposed to happen. It seems bad sometimes because the Tower comes in when you haven't been seeing the signs, you haven't been able to on your own make a change and get there on your own some way. So the Tower comes in after a period of, you know, struggle and avoidance. And then it comes in because it's like, all right, I gave you your chance, but you are supposed to be on your path and you're getting way too far away, and now I got to come in and make sure that I get you back on that path, because something that is pertaining to this is literally destined that you're not doing, right? So it's either something that you just didn't realize has stopped serving you, and that doesn't mean it's bad or good. Just in general, it doesn't really matter. It's just that whatever about something you have continued to do or avoided giving up, something about it is straying you farther away from your path, and it's just something you aren't seeing. So, you know, divine intervention, okay? And it comes in and it has to hurry up and like, all right, crazy unexpected incidents or just a big dramatic change that you kind of have to like you're gonna like roll with the punches with, and it's just shocking, right? Something that is blocking either this new idea you have, or this new knowledge you've gained, just this new direction, right? Because of a spark of communication or ideas, right? So communication being the information you might have gotten or knowledge you might have learned, and then idea could have sparked from that, and you want to do it. Something changed and cut you off unexpectedly, right? In the recent past, we have a 10 of Cups. So this was you getting to the 10 of, in the recent past, Cups is emotion. So you got something, you got to the stage finally emotionally that you had wanted to be in, right? You finally got your emotions where you want them at. I mean, 10 isn't like the final, you know, it's not the finale, but 10 is getting through the steps to be able to have that new one. It's like you learning the lessons and going through the steps to be able to achieve that emotional fulfillment. Ending this like the stretch of the Ace to the 10, and starting to evolve into that. So it's like it's kind of a win to me. It came up in the upright, right? So 10 of Cups, you got something emotionally fulfilling, something you wanted, it had filled your cup, right? This could be a relationship, maybe your family's doing good, maybe you just finally got back into your emotional stability recently. But 10 of Wands down here is the root. 10 of Wands is really like close to being, it is the end of a cycle, just like the other 10, right? It's the end of one of the stretch, and so you can start again. So it's kind of both, because 9 is like review and it's ending, you know, just finish touches, cross your T's, dot your I's, review. And then, you know, you don't really have to put much more work in though. This person has already done the review and crossing their T's, dotting their I's. They're just really feeling this heavy load, and they're just concentrating on getting to the finish line at this point, right? So the only thing I could say with the 10 of Wands is that sometimes because it's so close, it's like you are either one, very shortly going to just give up, just let the load down, just throw it down and say, you know, whatever, it's too heavy, I'm done. It's not, you know, whatever, you get stuck here. But otherwise, you are just very shortly going to just finally make it through. So it's like that last push, it's a make it or break it, right? Right now, as this is the root, and then we have this 9 of Cups as the crowning. So it's like you are going for your wish fulfillment. That's what you have in mind. That's your intention. That's what you are, that's your perspective on this. You believe that you are going for wish fulfillment here with this new idea. And I feel like maybe there's something you want to end that you've put a lot of work into, possibly. Maybe you put a lot of work into getting this new idea or this new information or this new education. And you're like, I put a lot of work into this and I'm going to get my wish fulfillment here. But in the near future, we have Page of Swords. So this could be communication that comes in. This could be somebody spying on you. The way that it's kind of facing this Ace of Swords, and that's the central theme. Like, I'll hold it up. So this is the middle, and oh, sorry. And it's facing Ace of Swords. So it's almost like in the near future, somebody's going to say something to you about this. Somebody's going to either give you information about this, or just spy on your new idea, or just kind of be like in your business. Page of Wands, or excuse me, Swords, is not that, and it came up upright. So it's like, it's not that he's immoral. He is in, you know, in alignment with his morals. It's just that he hasn't been through the experience all the way yet enough, like the Knight or the King, right? It's just an experience that seems to get the Page of Swords upright kind of ever caught up, if at all, right? Because it came out upright, it's more like, it's either like somebody who comes up to you and starts a conversation with you, and somehow you learn something about it because it's just passive and they probably don't have any idea what's going on, and they, you know, happen to passively say something that totally like rings a bell for you in some way that they probably had no idea they were doing. So this is like when you're walking down the hallway and you happen to just pick up on a conversation that you walked by on accident, like just passively walking by, and what they were talking about had some key information for you. But since this is coming up in the near future, it's like something's going to either come in communication-wise or information-wise about that new idea that had gotten kind of snagged under your feet. It's like the rug got pulled from underneath the feet of this, and somehow along the line in the future, whether it's good or bad, I don't think it's going to be intentionally bad, but it could just be passively communicated through somebody, like a messenger. This could also be like somebody being maybe immature. It's not somebody who's being mean, and you know, so it's not going to be like I don't think it'd be like a bully right now. It would be somebody that might just not take it seriously, or maybe they even like take the idea, or somehow it's like they aren't taking it seriously and they're kind of doing what they gotta do, and they just kind of have like bad things come and they kind of gotta roll with it, right? So maybe they even like caused this tower, and maybe you find out. Maybe they're the one that snagged that rug from underneath your feet. Because right now, in this, 7 of Wands is all about defense, like putting your guard up, not attacking, but like standing your ground. All these energies on these 6, see how they're planets? So it's like there's different energies coming at you at all angles, and you're ready for each and every one of them, but you're not going to attack first. So you're not like coming out swinging, but you're ready to protect yourself. Like you're not giving up. So it's like since it came out upside down right now, it's like you're putting your guard down. And I don't like that because I normally like that because sometimes people just have that guard up and they can't get it down. But right now, because of this coming in, facing that tower over the Ace of Swords, I feel like maybe it is not that they're I'm not intentionally being this way. Maybe they are just being fake or something. It's like they're the one who caused this tower and you have your guard down. So it's almost like maybe they're being fake or they're fooling you or being manipulative. I know I said that I didn't think it was negative, but I feel like there's like a like bubbly aspect to this just because it's the page. I mean, it's immature. It didn't come out upside down. So maybe they're just not putting it off that they got a hidden agenda or something, right? Or maybe they're not putting it off that they're the ones that have something to do with this tower that came up over. But it's meant to be with the tower. You can't avoid the tower. You can, the thing is that you can't avoid the tower if you keep missing the signs. You can avoid the tower in a sense. It's just that it doesn't have to actually come out because you work with it. And so it doesn't have to come out all at once. It actually, you make the choice and make steps to do what you're feeling resistant to, right? If you have that like gut feeling that you kind of feel like you should be done with this, but you can't seem to like get there and do it. You know what I mean? So 9 of Pentacles, this is your environment. So 9 of Pentacles, she's all about independence, being able on your own, having extra. You don't need to depend on anyone else. You have enough money. You aren't in survival mode, this and that. So it's like your environment isn't like, your environment isn't digging whatever this is you're trying to do. Like it's not normally an unsupportive card, and it's even in the environment position, but because of the way this all feels, like I feel like nobody's really rooting for you, and I don't think it's because they're mad. I think they're just I feel like they're being left out. She's got her back turned, and that's in the environment, right? So it's like she's got her back turned to all that was going on behind with the Ace of Swords and the tower, and then him facing the tower. It's like your environment isn't aware of it because they're independent from the situation. And I think maybe there's a barrier of communication that's getting cut off by this person here. In the hopes and fears, 6 of Swords, you want to heal. You want to be able to recover from this tower, and you're fearing you won't, and you're hoping that you can. Okay, hopes and fears. She's been in battle, she's floating away, she's going to recover, so she's getting away. So good news is she's not in that anymore, and she's got better days ahead, but it is going to take time to heal, right? That's what this is about. And Ace of Cups in reverse. So there's how it came out upside down. Here it is in the upright. So this is a really beautiful card. The hummingbird is like dipping into the fountain and really feeling with all the senses, taste, like vision, you know, smell, everything, really feeling into all of her emotions with all the senses and starting something new, right? It's like that authentic, like touch in, like check in with yourself and starting something new when you come up for air. And since it's in the reverse, it's like there's a delay to this new start emotionally. And you know what's intense here is it's like you just came out of the 10 of Cups, which after that would be another cycle, right? I mean, whether you learned the lesson in this one or not, there's going to be another one. It just isn't going to be the same. If you passed, if you didn't pass, it'll be very the same, maybe different people, different place, but it'll somehow feel the same still. So regardless, it's like you just came out of this and you know this is next. Whether it's the same lesson again or a new one, which I think in this case it might be a new one. Maybe not. Maybe that's why this tower came out, is that you didn't. But it's like there's a delay to this next step happening because you're in the hangman state, that overall energy. Like I mean, I'm not going to say that that's bad right now, just because if the tower happens, sometimes you really need to reflect a little bit longer. Sometimes you do need to evaluate and look at the big picture for longer. Because it's obviously important when this major arcana comes out, the tower, and we have all these aces and tens. I mean, we have significant things going on here, and you just want your wish fulfillment, right? But there's something about this cycle that you've got to learn, okay? You just got out of it. You didn't learn this time, I guess, or maybe you did, but I'm feeling like for the Capricorns that this is for the reason why this is delayed. If you learned, there shouldn't be any stagnation. So I feel like this cycle is going to repeat again. And right now you're doing what you should be. I think you should be in the hangman state. I think you should review and analyze and take an objective step back from the large picture. Look at it from all the pieces. And then after you've gotten all the information, you can know that you've made the best review, and you can make a better plan for this next cycle, right? Because the 10, there was emotional fulfillment here, but maybe you didn't see that. Well, I feel like you might not be aware, because you still want it. You still want this wish fulfillment. And you might have gotten to the 10, but it's just because you ended it and it has to happen again. It's already gone through the stages. You need to learn something in it, whether it's a relationship, part of your family. And it's like this new idea, this new insight you're supposed to get. It's like you didn't get it. Like, yeah, you had a smooth, maybe whatever. Maybe it felt like it was a wrap for you and whatever it was emotionally, but there's something intellectually or logically that you have to realize or perceive in this, because that big change, the big change happened, or the big shock, the big surprise is going to happen, because it's going to get in the way of whatever insight that you're supposed to get. Because it's not supposed to happen. Like, you are supposed to learn something in this. And I feel like maybe you completed the cup cycle. Maybe there's more to this, maybe there's intellect. Maybe you need to go through these swords. It's like you want to be done with this, though. The root of this is overwhelm. Feeling overextended responsibility-wise. And so maybe that's why you're letting your guard down and you're like kind of giving up a little bit, maybe. I feel like that, because sometimes the 10 of Wands, like I said, it could be giving up. It's a really fine line between giving up and barely making it over the finish line, because you've invested too much to give up now. But sometimes people do give up last second, when especially something crazy and unexpected happens. And this might not be something crazy. It could literally just be like something very unexpected that causes you to change a lot really quick and forget about whatever this was, because this is getting in the way of that now. So you got to understand that the Tower gets a bad rap, right? It gets to be the bad guy until later down the road you realize why it had to happen. Then later on, it's like, how people don't seem to get like the popularity, or like people don't get heard, it seems like sometimes, until after they're gone. Like you're dead or gone to you in your world and relationships, like whatever it is. That's when they get heard the most. People listen then. It's like, so he doesn't get to be the good guy, and because your awareness isn't possible yet sometimes with the Tower, because sometimes things domino effect down your timeline. And you don't get to see how, oh, well, that's why. It wasn't because that they were bad or that situation was bad. It's that if I stayed there, I never would have gone to this and met this person who's now a big part of what I'm doing in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's those kinds of things. These things get to look like the bad guy forever until you see it. And so it's gonna feel like you're unable to see what this perspective is and why all this is happening. And maybe somebody lets you know, or is literally like one of those enemies that are right in front of you that you don't see. And it's affecting the environment around you. And I feel like maybe it's kind of isolating you from that. And right now you're putting your guard down, but I feel like maybe you should be just taking an inventory of everybody around you while you're in this hangman state. Check out everybody, because sometimes somebody might not be who they seem, or have the intention that they seem. Because whatever this Ace of Cups that's right around the corner for you, when this comes, because this is just delayed here for the outcome, when this comes your way, you need to be ready to get out of this hangman state and hope that you've done the reflecting that you've needed to do. And this is Major Arcana. So this is good right now. And I think that just don't be wasting time by putting your guard down. I think you should do a little inventory taking of the people and the close people that you might not necessarily usually give a second glance. because sometimes they might be on some lesson of their own, and it doesn't mean they're bad or whatever it is. It's just that something isn't on the surface here. Something is going to come in unexpectedly, and it's going to feel like you can't get the clarity out of it. And you're not sure why this is happening. You don't get it. It's like that insight is blocked by this shock. Okay, but you're going to see eventually. Just stay in the Hangman state. Change the way that you're doing the Hangman state, maybe only by just being a little bit extra observant of maybe some of the things or people that you wouldn't have normally put in review with everything else, okay? I mean, that's never really a bad idea anyway. And if you're already in Hangman state, what hurt could it be to value all of the information versus a selective part of the information just because it's what you're used to? Because this shock came because of something you didn't see, right? So just remember that, and maybe look at some of the things you don't usually review. You know what I mean? Like the people that you usually, like you put those people in the safe box when you take out the review box, right? So take everybody and all of it and put it together, just because obviously if you didn't see this coming, there's something that hasn't been looked at that's right in front of you, okay? I hope that helped, and I'm going to pull the card from the Sacred Traveler. What's the best advice card here for Capricorn for June 2019 pertaining to this reading here? Thank you for the message that I have received so far. What is the best, what is the best way to go about this situation for June for Capricorn? I'm going to do one more. Okay, well, good enough. First one that came out is First Light, beginning a new cycle, and then Wandering Path, enjoy the journey. Okay, so this is maybe, you know, you're doing the Hangman. You got a new path ahead of you that's just in delay at this moment. Go through it and practice mindfulness this time around. Go through and look at all the little things. Like, make it a mindset to go into and observe as much detail as you can through every little thing that you might have typically just passed right over because you were, you know, doing what you were doing. Specifically, have the intention to go through the next couple of days or weeks in extra observation mode, being in the moment in every step, okay? I think that that's going to help a lot, and I hope that it does. And like I said, if this doesn't resonate with you, obviously this just might not be your reading. If it does, please hit the like button and leave your comments if you are up for that, about this experience for you, if this resonates. And I will see you soon, Capricorns. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great June.